Well, today is Good Friday, the holiday Christians celebrate before Easter Sunday, when the faith believes Jesus rose from the dead.
The way people celebrate Easter, though, has not been the same since the COVID-19 pandemic began more than 2 years ago. Churches, of course, have had to alter the way they hold services, many still holding them online. In-depth reporter Stassi Almos takes us inside Elevated Church in St. Petersburg to learn more about the evolution that the church is facing.
We pray that you'd be with us and those who are watching online. And I pray, God, that we would just honor you tonight. In the name of Jesus, we pray.
Prior to COVID, our average attendance this time of year over 2 services would have been about 240 people.
This is Wednesday night service at Elevated Church in St. Pete, so it's a lot smaller. But even Sundays are still smaller than 2 years ago.
We're up to, I would say, 80% of those numbers in attendance. And then our streams make up the difference, but the streams are real hard to quantify.
Before 2020, Elevated Church had one wide-shot camera at the back of the sanctuary to broadcast service online. But when the pandemic hit and they shut down for 3 full months, it was all hands on tech.
That became multiple cameras, that became video switching. How do we run audio and try to get reasonably decent quality? And these are all skill sets that are, I mean, you guys know from television, it's incredibly difficult to master.
The task became so big, they had to hire a full-time tech director, costing about 10% of their budget that year.
I was brought on to be able to work on all the technology stuff, the live stream, the social media stuff, video editing.
And the tech director manages a team entirely of teens.
The camera control stuff is like through an Xbox remote, like they are in their element up there with technology. Our youth group did grow during the pandemic because they were getting involved here.
According to Lifeway research, by April 2020, 97% of Protestant churches had online live streams, and 45% of Americans watched a Christian church service online during the pandemic, 15% of which did not attend church before.
God sees truth. God deals in truth. Come on.
The difference the internet's brought is, we're not a large church, we're a medium-sized church, right? Figure 200 to 300 people. And we have people watching us in Tennessee or, Ohio or New York.
For their annual Easter block party last Saturday, they hosted more than 500 people throughout the day. And this Easter, they're expecting the biggest in-person Sunday service since before the pandemic.
I would expect our attendance numbers will go up about 1.5 times what they normally go up. And then I would expect online views to do the same.
While Bible studies are still on Zoom and about 20% of the congregation is remote, the challenge for churches going forward is engagement.
We're seeing that attention span is just kind of low. Everything is like scrolling. So if you don't catch their attention right off the bat, they're gonna scroll past you.
You know what? The pressures of this world, not on me.
Instead of watching 20 to 30-minute services, you're going to see much shorter bites. Everything's getting shorter. So I think how we interact with people is going to get shorter on the teaching front, but my hope is that the frequency will go up.
In St. Pete, I'm in-depth reporter Stassi Almos, ABC Action News.